Hello, how we all doing? I am Scottish Andy and welcome to the second video of this channel. Anything goes. What is anything goes? Anything goes is pretty much all things relating to my geeky side. The things which I don't want the cool people to know about. Well, they're probably going to find out about it now, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm sure the second video will be of equally high standards as the first video was. I mean, I'm filming in my kitchen for God's sake, okay? Anyway, since I was a young boy, since I was a young lad, I remember fondly playing with my Hornby train set. Those of you that are the same age as me, 42, I feel like 20 though, 42 years old, I remember as a young lad my father bought for me the Intercity. This must have been the late 90s, I would guess. The Intercity Hornby train set, made up of the loco and then two carriages behind it, and it went round in an oval, round and round and round. And I fantasised about all the wonderful accessories and stuff that you could get for that, but I never got any of those accessories. So I ended up with a train set that went round and round and round in an oval. And as you can imagine, it did get fairly boring after a while. Now, as a full-grown man earning his own money, I have fantasised about having my own train set again. When I say fantasise, I don't mean that I play to myself at the thought of trains. No, we're not going down that road. But what I would love to have is my own layout, starting from one end to the other end, where we have a cityscape, and it goes all the way winding along to the final stop, or the final train station, which would be somewhere out on the countryside. That is my dream, and I have watched tons and tons of videos on YouTube of people with phenomenal layouts, and I want to be one of those people, you see. Now, no, it won't be here. It won't be here in the kitchen, and it won't be here in this house either. I am planning on moving, and my hope is to have a massive outdoor building where I should hopefully have a long wide space to do this on. Hopefully. We'll see. But you have to start somewhere. You have to start somewhere, and today we're going to have a look at the two train sets which I have purchased from Hornby, and I was pleased to know that Hornby can actually send them all the way to where I live. Now, the accent might fool you. Yes, I'm Scottish, but I've lived in Sweden for 18 years now. But because I am British, and because my dream is to have a layout that reminds me of my childhood. So we're talking about the 90s, okay? Where I'd like to have a city loosely based on Glasgow, reminding me of, as I said, growing up in the 90s. I have already ordered, and I'm going to show you, I've already ordered two trains that are 90s era. The orange Scottish passenger transport, or it was Strathclyde transport. If you're from Scotland, you'll know what I'm talking about. I've ordered two separate trains, and I'm going to show you them. I don't have them here yet, but I'll show you pictures of them. So I'm obsessed with fantasizing about this. My hope, my dream, is to have a cityscape loosely based on Glasgow, with Glasgow style trains from the 90s, the 80s and 90s, and they will travel along the line. They'll disappear and they'll come back round again, and then there'll be so that'll be your branch line. Is that what you call it? I'm not an expert at this, okay? That'll be your branch line, and then you'll have the main line, and they'll have some high-speed trains that will go away along and then kind of disappear, and then I'll have your goods trains, and they'll go along and they'll disappear and come back round, hopefully. But then you'll have the train, which is going to be a bit like, if you can imagine, going from Glasgow to Fort William. It'll be a wee bit like that. Where I'll have a diesel locomotive. It will be not a ScotRail, it would be what is it, man? ScotRail, National Rail, I don't know. You'll have a diesel locomotive that will be pulling some passenger carriages, and that'll be the train that takes you all the way to the final stop, which is going to be like Fort William. That's my fantasy. That's my hope. I'm so fantasy. You need to stop talking about your fantasies, big man. It's weird. Anyway, so I've ordered two train sets. I've ordered the Smoky Joe. I've ordered the Smoky Joe, and I've ordered the iTraveller 6000, which is the one you control with your Bluetooth. And we're going to have a wee look at them, okay? Now, what was I saying? The reason why I'm using Hornby, which is 00 scale, and I realised that it would be a lot easier for me to get access to all the HO stuff when I live in mainland Europe. But I want British rolling stock. I want British locomotives, and I want British rolling stock and coaches and all that stuff. So that's why I've decided to go with Hornby. And hopefully they don't go out of business, because things are not looking good for Hornby. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, right, stop talking, Andy. You talk too much. Now here we go. Package number 1. Is this the one I've already opened? No, it's not. This is the one that I haven't opened it. I just opened the front slit has been opened. Right. So here's number 1. The Smoky Joe train sets. Smoky Joe. And this is your regular analog. Yeah, of course, it is a wee bit relevant. My plan is to have I'll basically be building a first very simple layout, because I need to learn what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? So I will build a small layout that will be for this and this, which will be analog. And then when I've built a wee layout and I've kind of learned what I'm doing, then I'm going to build a much bigger layout. So we're going to be focusing on building a smaller layout to begin with. But here we have it. Here's a Smoky Joe. Now this is going to have a British plug on it. But luckily for me, my girlfriend has a hairdryer. I don't know why, but she's got a hairdryer with a British connection on it. I don't know why, because she's Finnish and she grew up in Finland and Sweden. She's never ever been to the UK other than the 2 times that I've taken her there. So I don't know why she's got a British hairdryer. Women are weird. Women are weird. Right. So here's your package number 1. And this is your Smoky Joe. 00 gauge train set, Smoky Joe. You get tons of stuff with this as well. You get the track mat. Now this one is just an oval. If I'm not mistaken, this is just an oval. You can see it there. It's just an oval. So there you go. There's your Smoky Joe train set. You get a track mat, I think, in this one. You definitely get a track mat with the other one. But we'll have a look at this. You can't see me now, which is probably a good thing. Right, anyway. Okay, Smoky Joe. Oh, come on, Smoky Joe, let me get in. This is quite exciting for me, because the only Hornby that I've ever actually held in my hands was my Intercity. It was my Intercity from the 90s. So I'm actually really excited to actually get to see one of these in real life for the first time since I was a child. Right. So here's what we get. Yeah, you do get a track mat. I mean, not that I'm going to use a track mat, because I feel like a track mat's for children. And I realise it's a train set. So what are you talking about, Andy? You're playing with trains, big man. But I do feel like a track mat is for smaller children. So I'll not use that. Right, there we go. This is what we've got. Can I do this without dropping everything? Oh, there we go. Right, what have we got? We've got the power supply. Of course, it's British, but that's fine because I've got the wee adapter from my girlfriend. So you get your power adapter. Says Hornby on it. Magic. We have... Now, this controller is definitely nicer looking than the controller that I had in the 90s. If anyone had the Hornby in the 90s, it was just not like this, man. Bring up a picture of a 90s Hornby controller. That's what it looked like. Right, there we go. Now, guys, if you're trained people, I need to let you know, I've got no idea what I'm doing, okay? So, I'm sure there's a million things you can criticise me on right now, because I have no idea what I'm doing. So, if you want to criticise me, hit me up in the comments and tell me all your negativity. Now, this is the thing for putting your trains on the track. Now, I don't remember as a child having problems getting my train on the track, but apparently people do. I say that now, but I bet you I can't get my train on the track when I try. So what have we got? We've got the thing for putting the train on the track. We've got, let's leave the Smoky Joe to last, man. You've got these super detailed figures. I mean, the detail's insane on these, man. They've obviously, you can tell, oops, I opened that the wrong way around. You can tell they've been shoveling a lot of coal because they are black. And I do mean like everything. There's The coal's black, his face is black, his hat is black, his clothes are black. He's been shoveling a lot of bloody coal. You know what I'm saying? So he's been shoveling a lot of coal. This dude is the guy that's obviously sitting, and now I might be imagining things, but he definitely looks like he's doing the Nazi salute. I don't really... dude, does that not look like he's doing the Nazi salute? Maybe I'm imagining that. Anyway, so moving swiftly, I don't know what he's doing there, man. Maybe when you put him in it looks like he's actually doing something, but when he's not in the train, that looks dodgy as hell, man. Anyway, let's move on. Now, these are couplings, apparently. Oh no, they're hoses. Now, I've learned this from watching videos on the internet. These are some kind of hoses that go somewhere. That's how much I can remember. I'm sure in time I will learn exactly what these are called. I remember I don't know what they are. Okay, I forgot what they are. Right. Anyway, here is me scratching my nose. Let's do that now. Oh, there we go. Here is the curves. Now, are these third or second radius? That's I know these things. There's radiuses in these. There's radius, there's third, and there's second, and there's third, and there's fourth, and there's all sorts of radiuses. And I think these were third radius. How are these? Okay, I believe these are third, but they might be second, and I have no idea what I'm talking about. There's some kind of radiuses. That's what they are. Right, open this up. Come on now. Let me at the track. Right. Curves. Your power adapter, or there's your power, whatever you call it, the straight. Oh my God, these are like the smallest straights ever. You only get two tiny little straights. That's tragic, that is, man. That is tragic. Right, okay, so there's some super long straights. Fantastic, I love it, amazing. The curves, we might as well have a wee look at the coaches first, eh? We'll have a wee look at the coaches. Put that in there. The rolling stock, is that what we say? We have a look at the rolling stock. Are these are actually metal, are they metal? I think they're metal wheels. And then we'll take out the Smoky Joe as well, and we'll... How are you attached there, man? Oh, you're taped on there. Okay. Smoky Joe. God, they are heavy, man. I've always seen Sam's Trains talking about the weight of his locos. It's always Sam. You're obsessed with talking about the weight of your locos, big man. That's weird, man. Because I'm telling you this right now, by the way. When I had my 90s Intercity, it was like paper, man. There was no weight in it at all. There was no way that my Intercity, and this actually, is that metal? Is this whole thing, is that plastic or metal? Dude, that feels like metal, man. This whole thing feels like it's made of metal. I might be wrong. I've got no frickin' clue what I'm talking about. Anyway, right. Okay, so. Now, obviously, the camera's there. I'm sure I'll figure out how I can show you the details of these as well. But for the meantime, because it's late at night, man, and I really can't be bothered, because it's super late, man. It's like almost midnight. That's a lie. It's almost 11 o'clock at night. So these are plastic. I mean, these are 100% plastic. This is quite heavy, actually. Is there any metal in that? I don't think so. But the wheels are metal. It's quite heavy. Now, again, in terms of detail, I mean, this is me literally just starting this crap. So, I'm not going to like go and like tell you all the details and like, oh, this, I don't have a clue. I've got no bloody clue, okay? I don't know. I don't know. They're quite nice though, aren't they? Quite nice. A wee mining company wagon. Is that a wagon? That's a coach and that's a wagon. This is embarrassing, man. I've got no clue what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're there. And this is cool, man. Now, some of you might get upset because I'm actually not that interested in real life. In real life, I think steam locomotives are amazing. I think they're awesome. But But in terms of what I'm looking to do with my train set or my layout, I've got very little interest in steam locomotives because I'm trying to recreate like the 90s feel, but grown up. So I don't really have much interest in 90s locomotives. Sorry, shut up, Andy. You don't have any interest in steam engines that much, but it's cool to have one because what I might end up doing is having like in the background, I could have this kind of rolling around whilst like it could be like a heritage. I could have like a heritage line somewhere in the background where you've got this just rolling up and down. I can't believe how heavy that is. Now, and I know one thing which I know that lots and lots of people talk about in terms of model railways is the gauge, obviously how double O, the bodies are oversized for the wheels. And now that I'm holding this in my hand, it does look ridiculous, doesn't it? It looks ridiculous. You can see how freaking tiny, how little space there is between the wheels in comparison to the size of the body of the train. So now that I'm holding this in my hand, I can see what people mean. The thing is though, that I still think I want to do double O. You have to make the decision, don't you? Because if I go double O, then all my scenery is going to be double O. So that is at 176th. And if all my scenery is 176th, then you could theoretically, you could run HO, and I don't think the scenery would look that ridiculous, to be honest. I think the scenery, you wouldn't think about it that much, would you? But you do kind of need to make the decision because, yeah. But I'm pretty sure I want to run double O. But I do see what people mean, man. But see when it's actually rolling, you don't think about it. I'm sure you think about it more when you look at it from the front, don't you? But you don't necessarily think about it when you're looking at it from the side. I don't think so. But anyway, I'm not going to take this apart because obviously, like, for example, Sam's trains, he takes them apart and all that stuff. And I think that if I took this apart, I would never get it back together again. Ever. Like, there's no way I'd get it back together again. So I'm not going to do that. Now, if I was going to talk about the details, for example, the leaf springs, like, are obviously just paint. They're just like part of the body of it. So that looks kind of shit. Let's be honest, man. That looks shit. But it's not something that I would think about. It's really not something that me as a complete beginner is not going to care about that at all, man. I just think that's cool. Right, okay, so we're going to put these, I don't know where I can put them so you can see them. You don't really need to see the track, do you? So we'll put that over there. And we'll put that there. And we'll put these here. Okay, we'll put them there. Because you want to see these. I don't know if you can see them. I've got no idea what you can see because I'm not using the selfie camera. So I don't know what you can and can't see. But we'll put them there anyway. Okay, now we're not going to bother looking at this. I don't care. I don't care about any of this. So we're not going to look at that. And it's too late at night. Now, I used a knife to open this. Shall I use a knife to open this one as well? We're using a kitchen knife because I'm classy that way. Let's go. How'd you open this? Now, this is the one that you're going to control using Bluetooth. This is the iTraveler 6000 or whatever the hell it's called, man. Handle with care. This is not opening as well. Aha, I'm opening the wrong bit. That's why, because I'm opening the wrong bit, man. Let's try and open the correct bit. Do you see how I'm holding? How many people hold a knife like that? Only me, because I'm an idiot. Luckily, these were cheap knives and they've lost their sharpness. But if you're watching, children, don't hold your knife like Andy. Scottish Andy holds his knife like a moron. There shouldn't be any children watching this anyway, because I use sweary words. And children shouldn't be listening to sweary words. Don't fucking swear. Oh! It looks like I might have annihilated these whilst I was doing that. I'm lucky I didn't drop anything off the table. That would be typical me. That is the kind of thing that I do, man, because I'm very, very clumsy. And it would have not surprised me at all if I'd knocked all them off the table whilst I was doing this. This is much bigger, isn't it? The box for this is bloody huge, man. The box for this is massive, and you get a track mat with this as well, I believe. And this one has a siding. This one's got a siding, so this is an oval with a siding. Now, I got these from the Hornby website, and it was a Christmas sale, and I actually saved quite a bit of money on this one. This one was 80 quid, and I think it was down from like 160, 170. The Smoky Joe, I think I saved like 30 quid on it. I can't remember. I think I saved about £30 on it. And the shipping was free. If you spend over 150 quid, the shipping's free to Sweden, and the tax is already prepaid. So I'm actually quite happy that I can order my Hornby stuff to Sweden. Now I can buy track, actually. There's a Swedish website that I could find. I found track. So I can actually buy track from a Swedish website. What am I doing right now, man? Right, okay. The boxes have officially now reached the underside of this table. So you can't really see much here because it's all kind of covered by paper. But there we go. What does that say? Track mat located under the pulp tray. The pulp tray. This is a pulp tray, everybody. Right, so this is a bit more detailed because you've got this little Bluetooth receiver box thingy. Okay, and you've got the power supply. Now, yes, this is kind of cool, guys, because this can control, it's not digital, it's not DCC, so you can't control like multiple trains on one track, but you can have two separate loops of track and control both loops of track with this. That's pretty cool, and that's exactly what I will end up doing, I imagine. That's exactly what I'll end up doing. So you've got another controller. This is a big fat one, man. This looks much fatter than that. That is definitely a fatter... the barrel jack on this is definitely chunkier. That is massive. The barrel jack in that is huge. So what is this then? This is 19 volts, 9.5 watts, 0.5 amps. That is so weird though, because this is... okay. So this is 19 volts. This only goes up to 15 volts, but it's 1 amp, 15 watts. So there's double the amperage in this than there is in this, which I guess makes sense. I have no clue whatsoever about how you... I know that you need certain power supplies. You can only run a certain amount of locomotives depending on what power supply you've got. That much I do know, but I don't know much more than that. So yeah. So my plan will be to use this power supply on this and actually control both loops of tracks from this. That's my plan. I say that now. It might not work. I don't know. Right, okay, what else you get? This was quite hilarious because the locomotive in this is a diesel, but you still get the exact same black dudes that have clearly been shoveling too much coal. Basically, they're just not painted. There's no detail in them. And he's still doing his dodgy Nazi salute. So, dude, I'm sorry, man. Maybe it's just me, but it does look like that's what he's doing, man. It really does, right? And then you get your stops, your buffer stop, or whatever the hell they're called. Here's me knowing all my terminology. Now, here's a ton of track. There's more. Something radius curves. In fact, do you know what I can even do? I can look at my box, and my box will tell me what it is, man. Will my box tell me? It will not. Nope. It doesn't tell me. It's something radius curves. I don't know what radius it is. I think they're third, maybe. I thought it would tell me in the box. It doesn't. Right, okay. What have we got? We got more. We've got. You've actually got points. I've never had points because my locomotive that I had back in the day, it didn't have points, man. It just went round and round and round in a bloody oval or a circle. I can't remember. It was a long time ago, man. I was just a wee lad. I feel like I should use the knife to cut these because otherwise I'm going to break the track. Oh, come on now. This knife is terrible. Boys and girls, don't hold your knife like Scottish Andy. Scottish Andy's an idiot. Don't hold your knife like that. Right, there we go. Get a bit more. Oh shit, there's more of these, man. Bloody hell. Right, okay. Aye. Right. How much frickin' hair bands do you need around these, man? These are hair baubles as well, man. Tell me they're not hair baubles. They're hair baubles. Right, okay. There we go. Magic. Knife goes down. There's more. Now, this is substantially more than you get in the other one, because look at the size of these bad boys, man. These are big yins. Ah, the size of these things, man. And you get even more as well. This track, I saw somebody else reviewing this, and the layout looked massive. I don't even have any space for it. I don't know where I'm going to put it. My house is very small. You get the same little track layer thingy. They look identical for putting your locomotives on the track. You've got more. This looks identical to that. No, it's not. It's smaller. Oh, it's smaller than that. But that's cool. Okay, so we'll take that out. We'll take everything out so that I've got more space, shall we? Right. Take it all out, big man. There we go. Right. Take this guy out as well. There we go. God. The Smoky Joe is way heavier than this guy, man. Like, I know that we talk about the weight. I'm sure the Smoky Joe is heavier than that. I'm not gonna do what Sam does on Sam's trains. I'm not gonna. I keep talking Sam's train. I keep talking him because he's the one I've been watching the most, man. The other one is at Haverford Junction. I can't remember. It's something Junction. What's it called, man? When I remember what it's called, I will say it properly. But I think it was something Junction. Havard, whatever it's called. I can't remember. That dude's like amazing. His layout gives me a boner. I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. His layout turns me on. You know, genuinely, it's amazing, and it's what I would fantasize about and dream about. But there's absolutely no chance ever that I'll have a layout like that. It's never gonna happen. Right, but I love watching his videos because his layout is amazing. It's so good. Anyway, right, what have we got, man? We've got. As I say, we're not going to be weighing this because so much into this, I am not. So this is a diesel loco. And I believe from what I've seen in other videos that this is just like a made up. Like this is nothing, there's nothing real about this. It's just made up. So you get your diesel loco there. I should have looked at that last, man. You should have looked at the carriages first. So we've got Richards Cronin. Engineering Supplies, Railway Division. These are metal wheels as well, so that's quite good. That's what they talk about, isn't it? They talk about when you've got traction wheels. They talk about traction wheels, don't they? And none of these have got traction wheels, so they must be amazing, man, because they don't have traction wheels. Bates Fuels. For some reason, this makes me think, whenever I see this, it reminds me of the band, the Finnish metal band called Battle Beasts. And I think it's because of the way the writing is. I am sure that's the same writing as the Finnish metal band, Battle Beasts. I'm sure it's the same font. So for some reason, this just makes me think about Battle Beast. Anyway, I quite like the details on this, actually. They look fake. I don't know what they're meant to be anyway. But this is quite nice, man. It's very plasticky. You expect that, don't you? I don't care, man. Right, so basically, right, here we are, okay? We've unboxed everything. We've got all that. You've got our two locos. We've got the Smoky Joe and the Satellite, the diesel locomotive. And again, the wheels do look ridiculous. I have to say, now I'm seeing these things up close, I can understand what people talk about. So I've already mixed all these up. So what have we got? We've got these two. We've got your rolling stock, blah, blah, blah. They're all mixed up. Doesn't really matter. They're all going to fit into each other. Where are these? I mean, again, you know, you're talking about the different types of couplings. I don't understand any of that either. So it doesn't really matter. There we go. Now, somebody's going to give me shit for this, okay? I guarantee you somebody will have something negative to say about this. But when I was waiting for these to get delivered, I was on Amazon.se, so that's Amazon Sweden, and I ordered a couple of other things as well, because I couldn't wait. and I ordered this. Now I've seen people talking about this brand, Mahano. I've seen Sam reviewing the Mahano, some Mahano stuff. Now, obviously, I know it says HO, but I also understand that the HO track is the same track as the 00, so it doesn't matter. It looks like it's compatible with this. I don't know if it is, man. I'm going to guess that these are probably not nickel silver or whatever you call it, because the color's different, and I'm willing to bet that these are just regular whatever you call it, man. So let's just double check. Do they fit into each other? They should do. They look pretty compatible with each other. Come on, Andy. Oh, that's hard to get in there, man. The fish plates, is that what you call them? The fish plate? Oh, God. Okay, right, there we go. Ah, they're perfect. They are 100% compatible. But there's absolutely no way that they're the same material. Because these have got a kind of gold colour to them. And these are just silver. So, again, you guys can remind me what I'm talking about here. But I'm fairly certain that is cheap, shitty track. And that is the kind of better quality track. That is my guess, but I might be wrong. But what I'm happy about is that they 100% fit into each other. Right, there's one more thing as well. I was probably a bit optimistic here because, yeah, I thought it'd be a great idea. Although I don't have any idea what I'm actually doing. I thought it'd be a great idea to buy 2 bits of Flexi track. Again, this should be Hornby track. 2 bits of Hornby Flexi track. Why I would do that, I don't know, man, because it looks a lot more complicated than I thought it was going to look. And I haven't had this out of the bubble wrap yet. Oh, I need to hold my knife dodgy as well, man. Right, boys and girls, don't hold your knife by the blade. There we go. I'm not going to open that one because I don't want to. Look at the size of this thing, man. So I got a bit of Flexi track anyway, but I'm certainly a little bit concerned because, aha, okay. You can pull these out, kind of stretch them out a bit. Ah, okay, you don't have to cut them. Okay, I was concerned, oh shit, fucking Andy. Andy, you doing, Andy? I don't know what I'm doing. That's come off that side, man. That's come off. Put it back on. Hey, it's back on again, man. Right, okay. So you don't have to cut them. It's because these obviously slide up and down, man. These are a bit more up and downy, kind of slidey uppy and stuff like that, man. Okay, that's fine. So I'll play with that later on. Okay, so basically, yeah, this is quite handy because I get 2 of these big ass things, man. So I can have like a nice big bit of straight, and then eventually I can have whatever I want, curvy, wurvy. I don't know, man. They are cool. I like them. There we have it. Track, this little bad boy, all this other crap. I'm not going to play with this tonight. I don't have time. I will be back with you guys and we'll have a wee look at this properly in a few days when I have time to do that. All right? For you, it'll be instantaneous because there's no point in putting this video out until I've actually played with it. So for you guys, it'll be instantaneous. For me, it'll be several days from now. All righty? I'll see you soon. And we're back! Yes, we are. We're about 2 days in. I believe I filmed the first part of this video on the Friday, and now it is the Sunday. So we're back. Here we are. Now I realise that the audio is suboptimal, and I realise that the lighting is suboptimal, and I realise that I haven't cleaned up for you guys, but you know what? I don't care. Anyway, so yes, it's Sunday, and I'm a little bit stressed because actually I'm about to head out. It's my daughter's birthday today. She's 14 years old. Congratulations, darling. And I'm meeting up with her mum to take her out for dinner. So there you go. So anyway, I've got a little bit of time. I have stitched together the worst Frankenstein track that you can imagine. I've put together as much track as I could with the space that I've got. And I've still got track left over, which is quite impressive actually, because look at all this, there's got quite a bit left over, but there's no space for me to do any more. Anyway, let's put that up there. So, I did, you know that way, right? So I filmed the first video and it was like 11 o'clock at night and I was tired, but I drank too much energy drink and I thought to myself, okay, I'm gonna watch some TV. And I watched some TV and then I was like, I'll put out some of the track and I'll test it out, you know, before making a video about it. So I put out some track and then I thought, well, I could run the trains in, couldn't I? And you know that way I'm like, I shouldn't do this because there's dust and there's dog hair and it's just a mess in here. I could hoover it. I could vacuum clean it up, but did I do that? Of course I didn't. So what actually happened? Do you want to know what actually happened? Okay. Do you know how we talked about Smokey Joe and how we were not going to take apart Smokey Joe because, you know, I'd never get them back together again? Well, here's Smokey Joe, right? And Smokey Joe's looking a little bit worse for wear. Smokey Joe has hair all filled in here. There's lots of dog hair in there. There's lots of dog hair. I don't know if you can see it. There's lots of dog hair in there. Smokey Joe is absolutely filled with dog hair. So the question is, he runs, you know what I'm saying? But I may have to do something about that. So just a reminder, do not run your trains on hairy track. Don't do that. And I knew that already, don't get me wrong. I already knew that. I did it anyway because I'm stupid, okay? So I'll need to fix that, man. Also, there was a problem with him. He wouldn't run. Like you could hear the motor was going, but he was completely stuck. And it seems to be that the pistons, is that what you call them? I don't know, man. These seem to get stuck. If they're not in the right position, they actually like get stuck on the plastic instead of actually going in and out. They get stuck on the plastic. And the motor will be buzzing, but he won't go anywhere. So that's something to be careful of. A lot of noise, man. They're so bloody noisy, man. And I understand that they're noisy because I'm on a wooden floor. The echo in here, as you guys can hear, is mental. So I do realise that they won't be that noisy when I do eventually do this properly. But without further ado, because I've actually not got much time left anyway, so we're just going to really quickly have a look at this Frankenstein layout. I have now vacuum cleaned the floor, so I'm hoping that I avoid any major issues. And I realise that the amount of train people or model train people are going to freak out when they see what I've done here, because it's an absolute disaster. But what I am realising, the track goes a long way, man. This is massive. This is bigger than I would even have space for anyway. So it's crazy. And yes, I used the analog power supply yesterday, but today we're going to try using the Bluetooth, okay? So what we're going to try and do is run the trains with the Bluetooth app, round the track, and then that's all there is for this video until I actually start to make a layout. So there we go. Let's do that now. Let's just change the camera angle to down here somewhere. Oh shit, I just do the Nazi guy again. There you go, there's my Frankenstein of a track. Yeah, I used a point as well, man, and it goes all the way around there. Frankenstein of a track. Oh, the place is a mess and I haven't cleaned for you because I don't care. Right, I'm having no luck because I've disconnected it and reconnected it multiple times, okay? Now, it finds the device immediately, but then it just says disconnected. So, and then that doesn't do anything. Linking it, I've already linked it and it seems to be linked. Resume operational control doesn't work. You get an error message saying that you're not connected. Please connect to your network. So, I don't know. And I can't be bothered fixing it today. So, if anyone knows how to deal with this, let me know. I just don't have time to do anything about this just now. So, there you go. Now, plugging in the manual, I guess you would say, both of them are analog. Plugging in the manual power supply has allowed the train to run, and don't get me wrong, the track's not laid perfectly by any stretch of the imagination. But he's going round. Oh, he's struggling. You need to remember, I Frankenstein together this track. It's not attached properly. And I know that. Let's film him coming this direction. I've put him in reverse and we'll see if he can connect to all these, this rolling stock, these carriages, whatever the hell you call them. So I've put him in reverse. Is he connected now? Is he connected? Let's try. Ah! That was cool, man. Hey, I like that. On you go, son. On you go, son. You can see the whole thing pretty much. Did I just stand on our Nazi again? Or did I put him up there now? There he is up there. Right, hold on. We're going to stop him here. Stop, stop, stop. Right, we're going to try and reverse you into a siding then. That would be like the last test of this. So, how do we do this then? We do that. Right, can I do this? Come on, Andy. Come on, big boy. Oh, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. Yes! Oh! All the years when I was a young lad with my Intercity, and all I wanted was some points. All I wanted was to be able to do more than just go around in an oval. And I have a set of points, and that is so cool. Oh, I'm so hard right now. Right, okay. And here's poor wee Smokey Joe. Smokey Joe's pulling some trailers as well now, some trailer. God, the trained people are going to kick your ass, man, if you can't use the right terminology. There's Smokey Joe, and he's pulling the rolling stock or the carriages, or I don't know what the hell you're saying, man, but anyway. Smokey Joe's looking cool, man. Oh, Smokey Joe, smoking's bad, it'll give you cancer. Ooh. So there you have it. I've got no idea what I'm doing. The Bluetooth thing doesn't work, and I don't have time to check it today. You guys probably think, what are you doing, Andy? You're an idiot. This is dead easy. It probably is dead easy, but I just don't have time to look at it today. I couldn't get it to work. At some point, I don't know when, but at some point I will start to build a layout. It will be substantially smaller than this because I want to do my first layout, which will be something really, really simple. And then we'll see how that goes. We'll try and make it look pretty with trees and all sorts of stuff. And if that works out, then I'll make a bigger layout. But I don't know when I'm going to do all this because I'm in the middle of moving and I don't see the point. If I build it on a wee bit of board, maybe I can build it and just move it around with me. I could probably do that. We'll figure it out. Anyway, whenever you see the next video about the Hornby stuff, I do not know. You've already seen the video about the Ghostbusters Ecto 1. I am now going to be going and filming maybe tomorrow. I need to film my new van. My new van. Now that's not for this channel, that's for the Scottish Andy Heavy Metal Hiker channel. So if you like to see people walking and sleeping in vans, then you need to head over to Scottish Andy Heavy Metal Hiker. Too many channels, man. Anyway, that's it for this. Anyway, that's it for this video. Like and subscribe. I know nobody's going to watch this video anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if you have watched it and you've actually watched the whole video, what is wrong with you? You're no right in the head. Anyway, I'm leaving. Goodbye.